Alright, welcome back, Math 10-3. Today's lesson involve mass. So far we have been dealing with many type of unit conversion. The very first thing that we did was measurement, technically linear measurement. We also did area, and we did volume, and we did capacity. Although you don't have a lot of things in common between each other, like even for example, unit weight can be centimeter, then area centimeter square, or it can be like acre or hectare, or volume can be centimeter cube, capacity as milliliter. As you may notice, we have different type of unit. However, still we use two different methods to find out or to solve each question. Number one was ratio, proportional method. Another one was unit analysis. Formula was not needed. In order to use these two, we basically need some kind of reference table. And we look at two different things. SI unit, which is metric system, to imperial unit, or imperial unit to SI unit, which is metric unit. So we're using basically the similar method. From the reference table, we're gonna identify which method is better used, and we're just gonna do what I like to add it as mass. So today we're gonna look at two lessons technically. Imperial unit for the first half, and then metric unit for the second half. If you want to know, this is available in workbook page 140. So have that in your mind, folks. Right. Before we getting into any type of question, I like to create a table. In page 140, this table should be given to you. Very similar to last time. When I say last time, I'm specifically talking about the capacity of imperial unit, because US and UK have different cup situation. We actually needed to differentiate every single thing, like pint in US system and pint in UK system was different. Similar thing will happen in math, because fortunately pound is not different, which you're gonna see later, but ton is different. And when people mention about the ton, unfortunately, imperial system use ton, but metric system time to time also use ton. So we need to really differentiate it, and I'm going to talk about that in detail. Let's go to the table first of all. So for the smallest unit, we have ons, like ounces. So those are the one where like steak, think about it. Pound, LB, or pounds, LBS, and ton, in this case we use big T. Now let's find out what clue that is given. First thing first, 1 pound. To differentiate 1 and L, I'm gonna specifically have a little bit of a pointy end for 1. The table give you that 1 pound is equivalent of 16 ounces. So we have those. Now also the table gave you that 1 ton is equal to 2,000 pounds, but here's where difference is occurring. In US, 1 ton specifically represent about 2,000 pounds, but when it comes to UK, 1 ton is equivalent of 2,240. Because of these two differences, we will have to use our reference table accordingly. Now, we have a situation. The question asks you about what if it's 1 ounce and then what's my pound? So going vice versa. 1 pound to an ounce is given to you, but what about the other way around? Well, we need to basically use a simple fraction in this case. I don't like to use decimal system because it's gonna end up having nasty number. But feel free. You can put 1 over 16 pound, 1 over 16 pound. If you like to put it as a decimal, 1 divided by 16 is 0.0625. It doesn't matter which one you use. Now let's deal with one of our class example on page 140. So, right now, the question is saying before paving a driveway, Josh needs to spread 3 cubic yard of gravel. As you may notice, this is technically a volume that is given. The mass is about 8,250 pounds. And we need to basically represent that as how many tons in there. Now, the question didn't specifically say what tons. Is it US or UK notion? So basically we need to do two calculations. Gonna do first method using US ton, UK ton. And I'm going to use proportional method, which is using ratio. Alright, let's deal with that question. According to the question, 8,250 lbs pound, we don't know how that converting into x, equal sign, and I need to pick this two value above 2,000 lbs. Know the fact that you need to put left and right accordingly, and 1 ton. Whatever I multiply inside should be equal to the outside, so 2,000x, that is equal to 8,250. Let's do opposite operation. 2,000 and x, they are multiplying each other. So opposite of multiplication, which is division, and 2,000's coming out. 8,200 over 2,000. Give me 4.125. You may notice right next to the ton I put US specifically. Let's do UK method in here. UK method, it's the exact same procedure. I'm gonna change the order on purpose. So if you copy the table first, 1 ton is equivalent to 2,240 lbs. Ton we don't know, lbs we know, 8,250. What I multiply inside should be equal to what I multiply outside. 2240x is equal to 8,250. Similar notion, just divide 2,240 on both sides, and answer will come out. And 8250 divided by 2240. Now the number get a little nasty because 2240, that number is more ugly than 2000. So we do need to round it up. Let's round it up to 2 decimal place, 3.68 ton in UK. That's what you can do. Now, on the same page, same thing, this is page 140, example number 2. Now, we're talking about bags of nail. In fact, the diagram gave you, Hannah has 2 bags of nail, which one is heavier, bag 1 and bag 2. So, let's talk about these 2 different bags. Bag 1, bag 2. Now it says it has 650 nails. Size is 114 inches. And mass is 2 and 1/2 lbs, pound. If I look at the other one, 300 nails, I have size that is 3 inches, and I have mass that is 50 ounces. Now, in the end, the question is asking what is heavier, which means size really doesn't matter at this point. Size is more volume. We are specifically comparing mass in this situation. So something that you need to have it in your mind is picking what is important. This is more about volume related. This is more mass related. And you may notice, although it's not a science class, if you have more mass, you're gonna have more stronger force of gravity. So that means more weight. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose either change this pounds into ounce or ounce to pounds. You don't have to do both. So let's do pound to ounce situation just because the number is a little bit easy. And we are going to use our unit analysis method. First thing first, 2.5, change it into 2.5. Now, to make a unit analysis, we know that the original unit that I don't want, put it at below, and then unit that I want, put it on the top. And we are basically using our previous page reference table. 1 pound was equivalent as 16 ounces. So pounds will be cancelled out in the process of cross multiplication, and what I need to do is basically 2.5 times 16, and unit is ounce. So let's punch those number in. 2.5 times by 16 give me 40. So the answer is 40 ounce for my bag number 1. Now number 2 specifically talk to you about 50 ounce. So as you may notice, we know which one is bigger. My mass 1, which is 40, and mass 2, which is 50, I know that mass number 2 is bigger. So you can conclude that bag 2 is heavier than the bag 1. We can get to this conclusion. Originally, I was going to go through the second half lesson, which is 5.9, but seems like we went over quite a lot today. So I'm going to give you the homework question related to this, which will be mainly on page 141.